And welcome back to Microsoft Build and the big old build stage right in the middle of the hub. I've got my buddy Jacob here, Jacob from Confluent. We're gonna talk a little bit about I'm gonna say this, I gotta say it right.
Oh yeah.
In-flight stream processing with Apache Flink on Azure.
It's a lot of words.
It is. Welcome to Microsoft Build.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
That's okay, we didn't take those words out of your time. You're good.
All right, cool. We wanted to show a demo today of Confluent Cloud for Apache Flink and show everybody how easy it is to do real-time stream processing in a data streaming platform.
Cool.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like a little bit of role play here today.
Okay,
and
all right.
We're going to pretend that we're in a t-shirt company, an e-commerce company.
Okay.
That's been experiencing some customer service issues with t-shirts getting returned.
Oh, okay.
So let's hop into this demo and we're going to show you guys how we can do some real-time data processing on data in flight.
Sounds good.
So we're going to start here inside of our data portal. And this is part of our governance package. This is always on for our customers all the time. And we've got some clickstream data here that we've put together. So let's take a look at some of the messages that are coming through in this clickstream. We can see that there's some fields inside of here that we might want to actually mask and prevent from getting shown in the future. So we've got some built-in Flink actions that we can leverage. And one of those Flink actions is actually a masking action where we can quickly and easily just select data, mask that data, and make it easy to prevent that data from being shown. So we'll do that now. We'll kick off the masking. And it's real easy. We give it a couple of settings. So we tell it what we want to mask, how we want to mask it, where we want to run the masking. And the interesting thing is once we've actually started the mask is going to run and dump all of those messages into a new topic. So we're running the mask here. It's going to create a new topic. And the fun part about Flink is it gives us a SQL-like interface that we can use. So we'll dump into the Flink SQL workspace now.
Okay.
And we'll take a look at some of these masked messages.
All right.
So here we are in the workspace. We're going to do a simple select star and just take a look at some of these messages. And you'll see that this query is going to constantly be running because data is always coming in.
Of course.
And our IP addresses are now masked. So this is awesome. We'll stop that. So we've got some JavaScript that's going to identify whether or not a t-shirt size is smaller than the other one. We want to try to figure out that customer service issue. So what we can do is we can actually build this JavaScript into a jar file and then use that jar file in Flink SQL queries in the future using what's called a user-defined function. So here we are creating that function based off of that JavaScript. So now anytime that we want to in Flink SQL, we can call this function and use that JavaScript as part of our query, which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
So what we'll do here is we're actually going to test and make sure that this function's working. So we've got a bunch of different t-shirt sizes, and it should tell us whether or not something's smaller than the other. And it did. So we now know this works.
Gotcha.
So we tested it. Now let's start to identify which orders we're actually having problems with. So we're going to look for orders that are getting reordered because of the wrong size.
Okay.
So we'll do that now. So we're going to create a new table, and we can create that table directly here inside of Flink SQL. So we'll run that. Creating this table, we now have a shell for which we can start populating that data. So we'll populate the data with this statement. And what this statement's going to do is it's going to look for things that are getting reordered every hour. So we start to identify problems.
Right.
We want to get rid of that customer service issue. So here we go. We've got the ability to look at how the query's running at any point in time. We can see if there's messages lagging. We can get the status of the query. This is all built into the platform. So now that we've got this running, we can get to the root of the problem, which is identifying which brands are actually running smaller so that we can message that on the website and let people know that, hey, these are actually running smaller than what you would expect.
Order a bigger size.
Yeah. So we create a temporal join here, and what this is going to do is take some of that enriched data that we've already created and use that user-defined function that we put in place and give us some of those brands that are constantly getting reordered because they're smaller.
There you go.
So here we go. We're going to run it. And there's one brand, there's two brands, there's a handful of brands that are running smaller.
Customer service issue resolved by leveraging the data stream.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Jacob, thank you so much for stopping by. And everybody, they want to learn more about you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell them they need to go to aka.ms/build24fp/confluent. Or if you're like me and can't type that quick, just head on over to the Microsoft Build Feature Partners page, select Confluent, learn more. And if you're here, come talk to Jacob. He's pretty awesome. More from Microsoft Build coming up.